All right, guys, what's going on? Coach Joe here at elitefts, and in this video, I'm going to give you guys a couple sound principles when it comes to building a strength foundation. So I've been competing in strength sports for quite some time now. I've been training for over 15 years. So just have whatever wisdom I can bestow to you guys who are watching this video. Maybe you guys are beginners, intermediate, or advanced lifters. But I think these principles have always reigned true to me when it comes to training. So the first one is going to be having a goal. Okay, I think we can establish that from the beginning. And I know it sounds very basic, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of people who forget to just set a goal, okay? Set something that's attainable. Create a SMART goal of some sort that you guys can work towards. So that's gonna be the first one right off the bat. You need to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, you're never gonna have a map or a plan to get to that goal, and you're gonna be kind of just lost and wandering around. So that's the first one. Okay, the second one when it comes to strength training specifically is the basics work. Okay, the basics always work. So make sure you guys have a strong foundational base when it comes to your strength training. What I mean by that is getting in your compound lifts. Okay, do not neglect the compound lifts. Obviously, there's a time and place for doing hypertrophy and higher volume, etc. But talking to some of the best athletes and strength sport people in the world, all of them still do the compound lifts to some nature. Okay, or the muscle patterns involved with the compound lifts. So I highly recommend keeping that involved in your training somehow, some way, or shape or form. The next one is going to be having a structured program. Okay, you need to have a structured program, and this kind of piggybacks off of my next tip is not to program hop. All right, a lot of people want quick results and instant gratification, and they get a program and it doesn't work in 2 weeks, so they hop to a next one. Well, guess what? Results take time, guys, and you need to put in the time, the effort, and the work by putting months and months to see and reap the rewards that you're getting from this program. But I think having that structure is only going to benefit you, especially as you go back to point number one of having a goal. Okay, you need that program, you need that structure that's going to help you become the best athlete as possible, and we don't want to program hop. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're staying on that program for as long as we can. Now, outside of training, if it comes down to getting strong and growing, obviously I'm not going to dive deep into it, but nutrition plays a big role, okay? Making sure that you guys are aware of basic nutrition concepts, being in a caloric surplus so that you can gain muscle and new tissue to train hard and get to where you need to be, right? Eating an adequate amount of protein, making sure you're eating enough meals, etc. So taking that stuff super seriously, and we can kind of umbrella that into just, I would say, recovery in general, right? And other things that fall under recovery is going to be getting, good quality sleep or the best sleep quality that you can probably get, making sure that you're auto-regulating your programming to some degree so that you are not fatiguing yourself too much and you guys are able to push and train and kind of having that nutrition that we just talked about in place. Now, the last two I want to talk about are going to be, first one is consistency. Okay, consistency means that you show up when you're supposed to show up and you get your workouts in. Now, obviously, life is going to happen at some point and things kind of can get a little bit crazy, and maybe training 5 days a week turns into training 3 days a week, but the goal is that you still are getting in what you need to get in during that time. Okay, being inconsistent means maybe you show up 3 days a week, 1 week, 1 day the next week, 0 times after that, and then you're back on 5 days a week. Okay, it's really hard to make progress if you guys aren't consistent. So sticking to consistent programming and training is going to be huge. Last one I'm going to say has to deal with your training environment, okay? This one's super overlooked, but surrounding yourself with awesome people who are going to push you, people who are better than you, obviously sometimes people who are the same or maybe a little bit below you, but what we want is a really good training environment and community, okay? That is going to make you a better person. It's also going to push you because there's guys who are going to be better than you. It's going to keep you competitive with the people who are the same as you, and then if there's people who are a little bit beneath you at their level, it's going to be an opportunity for you to coach them and recognize what you know or what you don't know about training. So I think getting involved with a great training environment and a great training group has helped me a lot in my journey and progress in my journey. Now, it's not always the case for everybody, but I would highly recommend you guys find a great group of people that you can train with that are going to force you to get better. So there's my answer for just some key training principles and foundations that's going to help you along your journey. This is probably more for the beginners or maybe a reminder to the intermediate or advanced lifters. But chances are, if you guys are in an intermediate or advanced, you know these tips are ringing a bell and they've probably helped you along your journey. If there's any that I missed, drop them down below in the comment section. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for having me on the channel, and hopefully these principles can help you out. Make sure if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and keep watching all the content on the channel. So thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you guys soon.